What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix's new documentary feature, Mucho Mucho AMor, The Legend of Walter Mercado. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Okay, let me start by saying that I am not Puerto Rican. Obviously, I am not of Latino or Latinx heritage. And when I grew up in Asia, the TV there did not air any of the programs by Walter Mercado. What I'm trying to say is, prior to this documentary, honest to God, I had no knowledge of who this man was or why he was ever famous. But this documentary doesn't only inform folks like me about Walter Mercado, but clearly, it's also a sweet and delightful and gentle chronicle of somebody who just wants other people to live a good and happy life. The impression that I get about Walter Mercado is that he is a child at heart. This documentary could not emphasize that any further. Flamboyant he may be, naive he may be, but never does he ever harbor ill intent. I don't believe in astrology, so the way I see it is Walter is more or less a motivational speaker, like Tony Robbins, for example. Whether or not Walter's astrology predictions are correct, it really doesn't matter, because what truly hooks his followers are his flowery, empowering words that make you feel confident and comfortable in your own skin, just like he does in his. Directed by Christina Constantini and Kareem Tabj, this documentary is about the extravagant Puerto Rican astrologer, psychic, and gender non-conforming legend, Walter Mercado, who charmed the world with his televised horoscopes. He reached over 100 million viewers at the top of his prime, taking over the Latin world with capes, jewelry, and messages of love and hope to his devoted viewers. And then he mysteriously disappeared. This documentary captures Walter's final 2 years when the icon grapples with aging as he prepares for an ultimate event that celebrates his legacy. It feels like destiny, like the stars are aligned, no pun intended, like it's meant to be that the filmmakers behind this documentary got to actually talk with Walter Mercado, and it culminates in this big event in Miami that happens just a few months before his death. You gotta admit, that in and of itself is pretty remarkable. I mean, nobody could have planned that to go that way. And it really does help that this documentary does feature Walter telling his side of the story firsthand, in person, in addition to the testimonies shared by the people who know him best. We, the audiences, get a VIP tour of his house as he shows us around. We see his jewelries, we see his many robes, and more importantly, the camera catches him at his most honest and playful moments. The documentary follows your basic chronological structure and throws in a few animation sequences here and there to illustrate Walter's upbringing and some of his tarot cards. As I implied earlier, I had little to no knowledge of this man, so when I see footage of a sea of people crowding him like he's some kind of Michael Jackson or something, I find it absolutely jaw-dropping. The documentary also delves into questions about his sexuality and his relevance in today's social media age. Walter's authenticity resonates even with those who only idolize the idea of him. The segment that I think will evoke some sadness or even anger amongst the fans is the 6 years court battle that Walter had versus his former manager, Bill Bakula, who brazenly stole the rights to Walter's name, merchandise, image, etc. But to Bill's credit, he's willing to show up as one of this documentary's interviewees. I mean, you would think that the person who's been perceived as the villain of the story would say no to this project, right? Well, that whole part adds the drama to the already colorful life of Walter Mercado. And last but not least, I tell you, sure, Lin-Manuel Miranda literally meeting Walter Mercado is cool and all, but this documentary does such a solid job regardless, because by the time Walter attends his big event in Miami, it makes me wish that I was there too. This whole documentary makes me wish that I had somebody like Walter in my life. I wish I had gotten to know about Walter. This documentary is more than just a celebration of an icon. It's a celebration of everything loving and hopeful that Walter Mercado stands for, which will last long after he's gone.